I have made this video essentially twice, 3 times now, and each time I've been unable to put into words the stuff that I'm trying to think of. So hopefully this time's a charm. We'll see how it goes. Destiny 2, it's going out of development. They announced that they're ending the development cycle for it. They're not supporting it anymore. The internet is exploding. Twitter's full of, like, every time I open my Twitter feed, it's just depressing with how sad people are and all the montages and stuff, all the memories and everything. And it's both heartwarming to see how many people love the game and still play it, still love it and enjoy it. And then it's also heartbreaking because it's a very large community that is just getting their home basically ripped away from them because the game, I'm not going to say the game failed because it's still a very good, very active game, but it's not getting any further development, and there's no word of a Destiny 3 coming out in the mix. I personally haven't played Destiny 2 in a long time. I played up until Beyond Light for a period of time. I've got like 1,500 hours in the game. I played up until Beyond Light. Took a big break because Stasis kind of irritated me with Crucible stuff. I was a big Crucible guy and really didn't enjoy how it threw off the meta and stuff. That's a separate story. Then I played during Lightfall and then Final Shape because of course you got to play Final Shape for like the end of the main story. Like you had to play that, so I played all that. Really enjoyed it. I have my complaints. If you want to see a complaints video, there's tons of them out there. Mine personally, man, the narrative for Lightfall was just rough. It really did not set the tone for what they were trying to do with it. I still don't know what the Veil is. I still wasn't able to gather what that was from the campaign. It was really, really bad. And then when it comes to Eververse and everything with their monetization schemes and everything like that, just trying to turn the game into basically like a Fortnite version of Destiny, where it comes to like the cosmetics and stuff that are in the game, but they're really not giving you full story stuff. It became really, really grindy when it came to like trying to find like good rolls for weapons and everything. I didn't have enough time to really put into getting the guns that I really wanted to with the rolls that I wanted to without basically spending my entire life on the game and just doing the same thing over and over again. Those are my complaints. Aside from that, I love the game. I love the story. I love the characters. Cayde 6 will forever hold a place in my heart, especially as, you know, a lifelong Hunter main. I loved Cayde 6. I loved all the characters, almost all the characters. There's a few characters that can basically just get deleted and I won't care about it. Eververse and Nimbus. But yeah, basically that's that. There has been a big movement online where people are basically they've got petitions going out for like save Destiny 2 and we want Destiny 3. If you want to see those, the hashtag is hashtag we want Destiny 3. It's all one word. There's petitions going around on Twitter where basically people are signing up trying to show Sony their support for the game and everything. It is so good to see the community trying to step up and try and stop another game from dying and getting killed. I've seen it happen with several franchises. Titanfall 2, which is my favorite first-person shooter ever. Respawn got bought out by EA. They put out Apex, which is just an insult to every Titanfall 2 player. That's an entirely separate video. And have really just refused to update Titanfall 2 or support that game or even support that franchise anymore, which is just utterly depressing. Star Wars has come and gone. It's still they're still doing stuff for Star Wars, but anything they release is just an utter insult to the OG fans and the universe and everything else. Halo, God, man, Halo's an entire other video too. I've been playing Halo ever since Halo 1 on the OG Xbox when I was growing up. I was like 9 when that was out and everything, and I watched the whole series just come and get cannibalized by the corpos and stuff that are out there. But the new releases and stuff for Halo are really just kind of a skin suit compared to like what they actually were before. And that's another video I'll probably make later on, just complaining about that. But this isn't a complaint video about all those things. What I'm trying to say is it's nice to see that the community is getting together with such a massive force to try and say like, hey, listen, we really don't want you guys to A, kill this game, B, give us no hope for another game coming out in the future, and C, trying to insult the player base by saying, "Oh, well, yeah, we were trying to develop Marathon and you didn't support that, so everything's going by." Like what? This all leads to separate thoughts and other stuff that I've been kind of like chewing on, and I don't think I don't think there's going to be a really happy ending to a lot of it. I don't want to be a doomer. I don't want to be like the guy that's like, oh, this none of the stuff is going to work or anything. But just hear me out on this. I just want to try and keep it real. I want to try and keep stuff in perspective based on stuff that I've seen for other situations like this. One, uh, the petitions that are coming out for people that want Destiny 3 and want to see Destiny 2 still go. They're great, but at the end of the day, we have to keep in mind that you're trying to talk to a corporation that really just looks at the bottom line. Now, that being said, I have several complaints about how Sony and Bungie have managed Destiny to the point that they are even looking at their bottom line and looking at their losses and stuff that they've had. They've basically put like a lot of their focus into microtransactions and Eververse, and they've been trying to focus on a lot of gun skins and a lot of purchases through the game that way, rather than trying to focus on quality content and trying to focus on giving the players actual reasons to come back to the universe. For me, I didn't like how grindy the game was, but the story just completely started to fall off. I really didn't like a lot of the choices that they made with some of the storyline. I really didn't like a lot of what they did after the final shape and everything. It just really didn't feel like they really had direction for stuff. So there was no reason for me to really pay attention to it. If they had chosen to instead say like, listen, guys, we're stopping development for Destiny 2. We'll still support it. Keep an eye on the future for stuff that we have going on. And then, in the background, instead of releasing Marathon, which is just a total failure, or, for future expansions for Destiny 2, just put all your effort into Destiny 3 and continue the story that way. It probably would have been a better way to go. I don't think they realize how many millions they would have made just by doing that, but whatever. I don't really know much. I'm just a dude making videos. Where was I going with this? Money and stuff. Oh, so the other thing that I really think that people got to keep in mind is the petitions are great. The player count really wasn't there. When it comes to corporate decisions happening like this, regardless of how much player support comes out for the game that exists, I have yet to see a scenario where the company in charge sees the players playing and decides to change what they're doing. Titanfall 2 is a really good example of this. Primarily, so Titanfall 2, best FPS game ever, saving the time. Cliff Notes is basically it went. There was a lot of issues where Respawn, the company that ran it and owned it, let hackers just run wild in DDoS games, and servers were basically getting hacked and destroyed. People were getting doxxed and stuff because of just being a player in the game. There was a lot of really bad IT security issues with the game that Respawn never addressed, so the game just died. It was never there. Eventually, flash forward to 2022 or 2023, some really big resurgence happened where somebody fixed the servers finally, and it exploded. I went on and played again for the first time in forever. The servers were stable. It was great. The big movement was basically like, hey, come on, guys, we're going to all play Titanfall 2 and show them that we want Titanfall 3. Get off of Apex, go play Titanfall 2. And it was awesome. We had so many people on Titanfall. There was like 15 to 30,000 people, if I remember right. It was a while ago, so please don't quote me on that. But it was great. And then Apex just was still their focus, and we've never heard anything more about Titanfall. And, they refused to really change Apex at all, because if they were to change Apex, the core gameplay loop would be destroyed. It would just be a completely different game, which I'm all for personally. But there has been no success with that. Halo is, and I'm not going to say it's kind of the same, because Halo has a very large player base, but people mostly focus on like the story, and they have their own likes and stuff with the campaigns and everything. I can't talk to the multiplayer scene because I haven't touched Halo in a long time. I basically play for the story and then I hop off. Halo is seeing a really kind of similar issue with stuff where the company's trying to figure out like where they are with stuff. The players are still there, but they haven't really been given what they want. Like new Halo really doesn't feel like it has the same soul of Halo. So it's a very different issue. What I'm trying to say is if you get on and play and try and boost the numbers again for the game as like a last ditch effort, great, have a good time. I'm not trying to shit on that. Just I don't have much hope for that to really change Sony's mind, or Bungie's mind, or anybody's mind, when they've had years where they've been looking at the game and looking at how profitable it was for them, which in the end is, from a business perspective, that is the most important thing for the business. So suddenly seeing their servers full, it's like, yeah, great, that's awesome, but we haven't made anything off of this. So if they're not seeing their returns, they're not going to turn around and try and make a new game. Now, closing thoughts. With that being said, I'm not going to get on and just dump $300 into Eververse as a last ditch effort. That's a horrible decision. That's a waste of my money. That's a waste of my time. At the end of the day, it circles back to Bungie and at some extent Sony making their bed with all the decisions that they've made with monetization, with storyline, with how things are balanced, with how the gameplay loop works, and now everybody has to lie in it. And it is really, really sad to me, because every franchise that I personally love is kind of like faced this issue. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Disney bought it. Star Wars is now, well, modern Star Wars is garbage. I like old Star Wars. OG Star Wars is great. I still enjoy it. Halo. OG Halos up until like, I never played Halo 5. I can't talk about it. I skipped it. Infinite was pretty good as far as like multiplayer and stuff. I haven't played the campaign. I played some of the campaign and it was pretty fun, but it didn't really draw me in like Halo usually did. It was really weird. Titanfall, obviously, Titanfall came and went. That was destroyed by the company that made it, basically. I know I'm missing one. I'll think of it later when I go to sleep, but I've seen it happen, and unfortunately, unless the company itself is willing to invest another, multi-million dollars to pay the people to basically remake the game or make a new game and invest another 5 years into it, I don't know how good the odds are of stuff actually happening for that. So it makes me sad that that's what's going on right now. Destiny is a very, very special game to me. I played it for years, like 8 years, and spent a lot of time with a lot of friends online and made a lot of friends. It got me through a lot of years in school. It got me through a lot of like lonely times. Met a lot of people and really grew as a person, I think. And had something that I could go through and bond with a couple of people that I was dating from time to time, and it was fantastic. I have so many memories. The stories just like will stick with you forever, and it just hurts to see it all go. The last thing that I'm going to say is, I personally am not sure that even if everything is successful with the wanting Destiny 3, wanting Destiny 2 to be saved stuff goes through and works, I don't personally know if I want to see a Destiny 3 from Bungie or from Sony, considering how poorly they have handled the Destiny franchise, to the point that we're seeing stuff happen now as it is, where even some of the devs had no clue that they were getting the plug pulled. A lot of the people that wanted to play the game don't even have the same content in the game that we had originally bought. If you wanted to go through and play the Red War campaign, the initial campaigns that came out with the game stock, you can't play that anymore. The game files don't exist for that. Bungie removed so much content from the game that you will never be able to experience again. And that to me is criminal in a way, because yes, I can still log on and play. My $60 that I paid all those years ago and all the expansions and stuff that I bought essentially went into the game, but some of the expansions that I bought are no longer there. I can't go through and play, what is it, the Curse of Osiris again. I can't go back and play that. Granted, that was kind of a mid expansion, but still, I still can't go back and play that. I can't play a lot of the stuff that was there because they just removed it. What the heck kind of a decision is that? If I want to go back through and play Halo, I can boot up Halo 1 off of the Master Chief Collection and play the whole game as if it was still back in 2005, which is great. So between that and a lot of, I'm going to say, political decisions that they've decided to inject in the game, I'm going to let you just put the pieces together on that. it makes me think that I really wouldn't want to see that company handle either a resurgence of the game or another installation of the game, which sucks to say because they handled it story wise up to a point beautifully. I would, in my perfect world, I would say we give it a couple of years. Hopefully, somebody goes and buys the IP from Sony, which, I mean, truth be told, that's going to probably not happen. I'm sure the IP is worth more than more than my life. So, um, I don't think that would happen. But perfect world. Let's say that somebody comes through and buys the IP. They get a bunch of devs together that either originally worked on Bungie or worked on Destiny, originally worked on some of the storyline. Maybe grab some players that are also software devs that love the game and pour their heart and soul into the new one. That would be amazing. If that's going to happen, I mean, hey, I don't know, but guy can dream, right? So, anyways, this is basically just kind of a big rant for what I see going on, what I wish wouldn't happen. I'm gonna probably be logging on and playing Destiny one last time just to see the new update and everything. I want to be a part of that. There's so many people that are gonna be logging on again, and honestly, it'd be cool to play as a hunter again. Now that they unnerfed my young Ahamkara spine, I'm happy to go through and play as my gunslinger again. So that'd be kind of fun. Um, yeah, I got nothing else to really say. I'll probably make another video when I think of more thoughts later on. Uh, that's it. That's everything. Thanks for listening. Much love. Dona nobis pacem, Deus Vult. And to all those other guardians that are out there, Paradacia ad Astra. Cheers, guys.